Okay, so we're going to start essentials and basic concepts for chapter 2. Um, Problem 1, we're going to find an equation for a line containing negative 2/3 2 and having a slope of 4. Write your answer in slope-intercept form. Okay, so I know the slope and I know a point on the line, which means that I can use the point-slope form. Y minus y1 equals the slope times x minus x1. y1 is 2, x1 is negative 2/3. The slope is 4. So y minus y1 equals the slope times x minus negative 2/3. Okay, so that gives me y minus 2 equals 4 times x plus 2/3. Or y minus 2 equals 4x plus 8/3. Add 2 to both sides, y equals 4x plus 14/3. Leave the answer in exact form for me. You don't have to do anything with the calculator unless you're told otherwise. 14/3 is the same as 4.6666, the infant decimal, and just leave that in exact form for me. And you know, if you'd write that in decimal form, you'd have to round to you know, some spot. Okay, so just leave it in fractional form for me. Problem 2, write the slope-intercept equation for a line containing negative 3, 4, and 5, negative 2. Okay, so negative 2 minus 4, y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Negative 2 minus 4 is negative 6, divided by 5 minus negative 3. 5 plus 3 is 8. 6 over 8, or negative 6 over 8, is the same as negative 3/4. And y minus 4 is equal to negative 3/4 x plus 3. You can use either one of the points here. I'm using negative 3, 4. Okay, so y minus 4 is equal to negative 3/4 x minus 9/4. And when I add 4 to both sides, y is equal to negative 3/4 x plus 7/4 is the answer. Problem 3, a person is driving a car on a straight road. The graph shows the distance y in miles that the individual is from home after x hours. Find the slope-intercept form of the line. Okay, so m, using these 2 points, y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Okay, so that gives me 60 divided by 2 is 30. I can use either one of these points. Okay, so I use the first one. X1 is 1, y1 is 50. Y minus 50 equals the slope times x minus 1. Y minus 50 equals the slope, 30x minus 30. Add 50 to both sides, so y equals 30x plus 20. How fast is the car traveling? Okay, well, x is the number of hours, and 30 would be the distance that how fast the car is traveling. How far was the individual from home initially? So that point right there, when x is 0, y is 20, so 20 miles is the distance at time 0. Okay, how far is the individual from home after 3 hours and 15 minutes? 15 minutes is 0.25 of an hour, so I'd replace x with 3.25 and simplify. 30 times 3.25 plus 20 gives me 17.5 miles. Okay, so that is that one. Problem 4, a banquet hall hosts wedding receptions. There's a charge to rent the hall in addition to a per-person charge for the meal. Christy has 120 guests at her wedding and paid a total of $4,100. Caitlin had 175 guests at her wedding and paid a total of $5,750. Part A, find a linear equation for the total charge Y to host the wedding with X guests. Well, I would conclude, first of all, that the points 120, 40, 100, and 175, 5,750 are 2 points on this line. And I get that information directly from the number of guests and the price paid for the total there. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. I've got that written. And that gives me 1,650 divided by 55, which is 30. I can use either one of these points now. So I'm using 120, 40, 100 as the point. And y minus 40, 100 is equal to 30 times the quantity x minus 120. On the right, I get 30x minus 3,600. And so when I add 4,100, I get y equals 30x plus 500. In your own words, explain what the slope of this equation represents. Well, the slope represents the amount of money per guest. That'd be $30 per guest. That's what we see. Okay. Problem 5. Find the slope of a line that is parallel to 9x minus 2y equals 8. Well, if I add 2y and I subtract 8 from both sides, and then I divide by 2, y is equal to 9 halves x minus 4. So the slope of that line is 9 halves. Find the slope of the line that is perpendicular to y equals 4x minus 9. Negative 1/4 would be the slope, since negative 1/4 is the negative reciprocal of 4. Okay, in other words, 4 times negative 1/4 gives me negative 1. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a number that gives me negative 1. Problem 7, find an equation for a line containing negative 2, 4, and is parallel to the line y equals negative 1/2 x minus 7. Right answer in slope-intercept form. So the slope is negative 1/2, and the line also passes through negative 2, 4. So I can use the point-slope form to begin. Y minus 4 equals the slope negative 1/2 times x plus 2. Negative 1/2 x minus 1 plus 4. Y equals negative 1/2 x plus 3 is what I get. Okay. Now problem 8. Find an equation for a line containing 9, 4 and is perpendicular to the line y equals 3x minus 7. Write your answer in slope-intercept form. Well, negative 1/3 is the slope, because negative 1/3 times 3 gives me negative 1. And I'm looking for a number that gives me negative 1 when I multiply. Y1 is 4, x1 is 9. So y minus 4 is equal to negative 1/3 x minus 9. And y minus 4 equals negative 1/3 x plus 3. So when I add 4 to both sides, y is equal to negative 1/3 x plus 7. Okay, problem 9, we're going to solve some equations here. Part A, negative 9x plus 29 equals 5 minus 2x. So if I add 2x and I subtract 29, I get negative 4x equals negative 24 divided by negative 4. Negative over negative is positive. X equals 6 is the answer. Okay. Part B, if I distribute 7 and distribute negative 2, I get 7x plus 7 equals 4 minus 14x minus 10. 4 minus 10 is negative 6. And so when I add 14x and subtract 7 from both sides, I get 21x equals negative 13. Divided by 21, x is equal to negative 13 over 21. Okay. Down here, y is equal to 3/4 plus x over 5 minus 1/2 equals 4x divided by 5. Multiply by 20 on both sides there. And the reason why I'm using 20 is because 20 is the lowest common denominator for 4, 5, and 2. So if I multiply both sides by 20, I should get rid of all the denominators. Check it out. If I multiply by 20 here, 20 divided by 4 is 5, times 3 is 15. 20 divided by 5 is 4, times x is 4x. 20 divided by 2 is 10, times 1 is 10. 20 divided by 5 is 4, times 4x is 16x. Okay, subtract 4x from both sides. 16x minus 4x is 12x. 15 minus 10 is 5. Divided by 12. X is equal to 5/12 is the answer. Do the same thing here. Multiply by 15. Since 15 would be in common to the two terms there in the denominator. 15 times 3x minus 1 divided by 5 minus 2 equals 15 times 2 minus x divided by 3. Well, 15 divided by 5 is 3, times 3x minus 1 equals 9x minus 3. 15 times 2 is 30. 15 divided by 3 is 5, times 2 minus x, that'd be 10 minus 5x. Okay, negative 3 minus 30 is negative 33. And I'm going to add 5x to both sides, so 9x plus 5x gives me 14x. And I'm going to add 33 to both sides. 10 plus 33 is 43. X is equal to 43 over 14 would be the answer. In this problem, solve y equals 3 times x minus 2 plus x for x. Okay, so solve for x. 3x minus 6 plus x. 3x plus x is 4x. If I add 6 to both sides, y plus 6 equals 4x divided by 4. X is equal to 1/4 times y plus 6. Okay. Problem 11. Write each expression using set builder notation and then using interval notation. So part A, 3 less than or equal to x less than 17. Okay, well, here's that written as a set. Set of all x such that x is greater than or equal to 3, which is less than 17. The fact that I'm including 3 means that I want a bracket there at 3. I want a parenthesis at 17 since I'm not including 17. And order does matter, by the way. So 3, 17. Part B, x less than negative 7 or x greater than 1/2. Set of all x such that x is less than or equal to negative 7 or x is greater than 1/2. Instead of or, you could use the union sign, same thing. Or is only 2 letters. So anything less than or equal to negative 7 means I've got negative infinity to negative 7 with a bracket there. Or anything greater than 1/2 means I've got 1/2 to infinity with a parentheses there at 1/2. And parentheses is always going to go by infinity and negative infinity. Okay, and we'll stop right there.